Efremi, I have a man is a media royals, media Muadeshiano, Asiabana, and Tassamana, a mamma Yamani Mutumedie, or Heba media better than it, and Taman for Muntier, and Yado.
Right, abusuan for me tiati amuna mama kwaba e de ba ohene ba media so enen so twedi ampo nyankropon e de yenkwa ache biem ye hia biem ene eye bosumi duba ko e wa fempimie no ene aduonu 9 diet so aduonu miensa 23rd day of November 2024 the year of our Lord Jesus Christ abusuan ye hia biem na ni nyina eye santene prempeh ya odi kan ya of course shows na osan ban nchia santememo ni finish ya wa ha ya ene afemu na yewura no mahyase ya ananom de nabam yensesi wo edi na nyina so ka osantehene finish ye di nunum ya wanya ewa banwa so na enra ye di mu amane bobe somo ewo tumfo say to the second jubilee hall ebra ananom e ka emu abakosem kakra che santehene prempeh ya odi kan ne ho asem kakra afei tena akunwa so afei kwan fa so kopie akwantuo mu se shows na osan ba ne nchi ene die hia senti asantema ne Ghana mayina abekai santehene prempeh ya odi kan ne enso etoa so biem ye na de eyedwabo kese pa ena ekoso ewo manhyia kotokofie nanom ebodwa ya enya asem kuma akwa adwumadie ne nya nhyiase na hoba media sabre abedu ha ya ye betwamfo ni dia kyerɛ mo de ekoso ankasa ewo kotokofie nanom ebeba nyina woni a edi kan aba bedu nyina so ye de omo asem beso mo asena nyame ya adom na adwumadie no ankasa so hyase a ye twamfoni e de akyerɛ mo se de esi etie nti eye na miensa na yewuranom de si wo ya santehene prempeh ya odi kan esa ba ne nchi asantemam mfinhyia wɔ ha edi no nanom de edi se de medi kan ka kyerɛ no enra ekoso na enenso de no yedwabɔ ya enche kura nyame ya adom a ebehyɛ ase na egya de yɛn kwa kyerɛ ya nyame ya adom a ɔkyena ɛyɛ kwasiada ɛno de ɛbɛyɛ ɔsom ya nanom bɛkɔ asɔre ɛwɔ St. Cyprian's Anglican Church yɛ wɔ Mfante Newtown Kumase na wɔn akɔda nyame ase sɛ wadom abo asanteman na bibia akɔso asomdwe kwan so disabre sɛnea wohwɛ anim tɛntɛn so hɔ a bɛdi nya nhyɛase na mo hu sɛ nkyiniɛ edi ahim ya nkyiniɛ ya edi ahim nyinaa ɛkyerɛ nnɛ deɛ bɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ha ɛnnɛ dwumadie sonko ya ɛba bɛkɔ so wɔ ha ne ho sɛ nanom bi aba ɛtena ase mmeranteɛ ne mmabaawa emu mpanyin ne nkwadaa obi a ɛpɛ baabi atena ɛde abɛka dwumadie ho na ama bibia ɛnso awie ɛnɛ sɛ madi kaka kyerɛ abusua ampaeɛ a ebedwa koraa ampaeɛ a ebedwa ya ɛnyɛ asɛm kuma nti sɛ wohwɛ yɛn a wobɛka yɛn ho a na wa like na wa comment na wa share na wo nua bi a ɔno nso ɛte baabi ɛnso anya bi ahwɛ na bibia awie yie saa na esiteɛ ne nyinaa ɛyɛ yewura sɛbi ne fihyia di nunum adwabɔ yɛ a yɛbɔ na ɛnɛ ɛyɛ santehene prempeh santene prempeh ya odi kan ɔsan ba ne nti asantema mu ne fihyia wɔ ha ɛna ɛkɔ so sɛdeɛ mpanyinfoɔ aka ame ate bi wɔn a enim de ɛwɔ abakɔsɛm mu aka ame ate bi no santene prempeh ya odi kan ɔbɛtena akonnwa so na ɔwɔ mfinhyia eduwɔtwe ɛna ɔbɛtena akonnwa so sɛ ɔsantehene na ɔtena akonnwa so a ɛde kosi ɔtena akonnwa so apem ahawɔtwe aduwɔtwe ɛnwɔtwe mu ya afe apem ahankono aduasa baako ɛna santehene efiri akonnwa so na ɔno ɛne santehene ya na ɔtɔ so edu mmiɛnsa is the 13th occupant of the golden stool santehene prempeh ya odi kan n'akyi ɛna santehene prempeh ya ɔtɔ so mmienu ɛba yɛn ti santehene prempeh ɔtɔ so mmienu ɔno ɛna na ɛyɛ the 14th occupant of the golden stool santehene prempeh ya ɔtɔ so mmienu n'akyi ɛna yewura santehene otumfuo pokuwa ya ɔtɔ so mmienu ɛnso ba yɛ as the 15th occupant of the golden stool santehene a na ɔtɔ so edunum ansana ɛnɛ yewura ya ɔte akonnwa so ɔno nso aba efi afe apem ahankono ɛde okonokono 1999 ɛde besi saa abea mo na ɔkasa yi na yewura na da so te akonnwa so ya wodi mfinhyia de nunum na yɛsɛ twɛdi ampo nyankopɔn sɛ ɔma no ɛnyɛ frɛmfrɛm wɔn fɛn fie bebree ɛnka ne fie ho ɔma na henie sɛdeɛ adu wiase nyinaa no ɛntra koraa ɛntra so ɔma yewura ɛnyɛ nhyira nkosi sɛ awɔ ntoatoasoɔ nyinaa ɛbɛfɛ yewura ne asanteman ne Ghana man nyinaa nhyira nso ɛwɔ hɔ yesu de mu nti ka sɛ amen paa sabre ɛnana bi na ahyɛ aseɛ yɛba no yɛnkɔ hɔ na yɛntwa mfoni kakra nkyerɛ mo deɛ ɛkɔ so ɛnɛ dɛ ankasa nso ɛteɛ sɛdeɛ ɛmu nsɛm si teɛ ɛnana bi na ahyɛ aseɛ yɛ a wɔn ɛba amammerɛ ne amanneɛ kwan so na ɛba ya edi mu amanebo ɛsom no sɛ yɛsite sabrɔnum mahene sabrɔnum mahene na sabrɔnum mahene nkyɛn koraa na ebesu ayɛ afi yɛ mu bɛyɛ abosome kakra bi ɛkyini na sabrɔnum mahene ɛba akɔtɔkɔfie ɛbɛsi biribi ɛde kyerɛ yɛwura na yɛwura de sabrɔnum mahene no ɛhyɛ ne nsa sabrɔnum mahene ne ne mpanyinfoɔ ɛna wɔn aba abɛduru ha saa abere yi a wɔn de wɔn anim onyam ne wɔn sunsun ɛba abɛka dwumadie no ho nso ama biribiara awie yie te saa abere deɛ nso nananom dodoɔ no a ɛba abɛtena ase sɛdeɛ emu nsɛm esi teɛ nananom dodoɔ no a ɛba abɛtena ase amammerɛ ne amanneɛ kwan so na afei biribiara nso awie yie sɛdeɛ emu nsɛm si teɛ na sɛdeɛ yɛhu yɛ nkyɛn koraa ɛna ɔhene ba apagya hene ɔno nso aduru yɛ nana afei so hene nana afei so hene ɛne nana afei so hema a nananom nso aduru ha yɛ a wɔn nyinaa ɛba abɛtena ase nana afei so hene ɛna afei nana afei so hema a ɛyɛ nana dwama na kɛntɛn ɔtɔ so mmienu ɛna afei ɛyɛ nana afrane wa yɛ a ɔno ɛne ɔfɛn so man hema nti ɔfɛn so atena nkonnwa nana afei so man hene nana afei so man hema nananom nso aba abɛduru yɛ wɔn bɛka yɛwuranom ho ɛne yɛwuranom adi ɛnɛ da yi ama biribiara nso awie ne nyinaa ɛyɛ santene prempeh yɛ a ɔtɔ so santene prempeh a odi kan ne mfinhyia wɔ ha yɛ a odi yɛ ɛna yɛde ɛno nso emu asɛm ɛsom sɛdeɛ esi teɛ nti saa abiri yɛ nananom ɛɛba abɛtena ase sɛdeɛ yɛn ho sɛ ɛnkyɛn kora fɛnso man hene ɔfɛnso man hema afei yɛwura nana apagya hene ɔno nso aduru ha na ɔba abɛtena ase no fɔdwe nkyerɛ bere a ne yɛn kenkan ma ho ɛnɛ yɛne wɔ a ɛna ɛwɔ ha yɛ a deɛ ebetwa gu bia abusua yɛma waso nsi wɔ ho anidie mu yɛma wɔn ani nso nkata ho yɛbɛbɔ yɛn ho mmɔden biara sɛ deɛ edi etie na edi ka biara yɛde ɛbɛsom ho ɛnkyɛ nyame yɛ adom a wɔn akwadare wɔ abɔkɔ sɛ yɛtwe nkɔmɔ na yɛsua deɛ ɛde afiri mu nti yɛntu mpasa kakra yɛntu mpasa ɛwɔ dwumadie no asena no aba abɛduru ha ɛne wɔn a
Yeah. Check. Yeah, T.
Nana. Saa bere abusuafoɔ nananom gu so a yɛ a wɔn nyinaa ɛba abɛtena ase anidie kwan so ɔsɛ na nkyɛn koraa na yɛnya ne nteɛ sɛ ɛnkyɛ ɔne kokoroko ɛbɛba abɛduru nti nananom ahyɛ aseɛ yɛ a wɔn ɛba sɛ deɛ yɛn nyinaa ehu no asumenya manhene nana ɛna saa bere ɔne ne mpanyinfoɔ wɔn nso de wɔn animuonyam ɛba abɛta dwumadie n'akyi ama biribiara nso awie yie nti ɔhene yɛ a saa bere ɔba abɛduru ase ɛna ɛne asumenya manhene ɛna ɔba abɛduru ama so. Sabe nana daban hima nana daban hima nana ya santoa amponsim brago wono ene nana daban hima aba beduru ha amamre ene amane kwan so na se nana ene nana ne mpanyimfo nyina beduru ha efe pa amamre ne amane ya etwago na se wani na nse okache nana daban hima ena waba beduru asabe ya enche yakra oduha na one nana Kenya ase number 1 man hima one Kenya ase number 1 ti nana daban hima ena fe nana Kenya ase number 1 man hima ena sabe womo edi esumasem kakra amamre kwan so nti nana daban hima no nana ya santoa brago nana ya santoa amponsim brago nana enso aba beduru amamre kwan so ama bibia enso ewie yebeto aso na afi yetwa mfiri da kyerɛ na de aka bia nso ye de aso
Yeah. 1 2. Yeah, 2. Yeah. 1 2. 1, 2.
abusuafoɔ nti yɛsa wɔn nyinaa kɔ aba biem sɛdeɛ yɛdi kan akyerɛkyerɛ mu akyerɛ mu deɛ wɔn ahyia kotoko fie yɛ a yɛsom na nyame yɛ adom a ɛnkyɛ koraa yɛwura asantema wura ɛbɛba abɛtena ase na sɛdeɛ na yɛdi nkɔmmɔ na yɛbɔ mu tɔfa de kyerɛw nananom dodoɔ no aba abɛtena ase wɔn yɛn maa yɛn nso nam kwan so amammerɛ kwan so yɛ a yɛhyɛ aseɛ na yɛsom mu na saa bere beaeɛ a yɛduru ti saa bere nananom yɛ a efiri agogo asante akyem ɛna sɛkyerɛ kwaman ɛna saa bere yi, wɔn mo nyinaa atena ase amammerɛ ne amanneɛ kwan so nananom yɛ a sɛ mɛde kan aka akyerɛw no wɔn mo efiri agogo ɛna kwaman obi bɛbisa sɛ kwaman ne agogo twaka bɛ na ɛda wɔn ntam wɔn nyinaa yɛ aduanafoɔ sɛdeɛ asumanya ɛyɛ aduana na asumanya yɛ aduana piesie sɛdeɛ bɔnpata ɛyɛ aduana sɛdeɛ nkuro bi te sɛ denya ase ɛyɛ aduana sɛdeɛ tɛpa ɛka ho aduana sɛdeɛ kumawu yɛn nyinaa yɛnim no ɛka ho aduana nanom nyinaa ɛyɛ aduanafoɔ na yɛnto yɛbo ase na nanom a atena ase no yɛmfa wɔn ho asɛm nto nana sewa afrakoma kusi bɔdum nana ɛna watena dwam yɛ a ne mpanyinfoɔ atwa ne ho ahyia nti nana asante akyem agogo manhima meame nana me maame madeɛ nyinaa ɛne nana ɛnsa bonkum so yɛhu sɛ ɛyɛ nana ɛnsa bonkum so nananom a atena ase yɛmfa wɔn nyinaa ho asɛm nsom wɔ nana nsa bonkum so yɛ nana kwame nti agogo nana kwame nti yɛ a ɔne agogo kontihene nana kwame nti asante akyem agogoman no nana ɛne kurontihene afei nana nkyɛn ɛyɛ ɔbaa panyin ɛyɛ kwanyi yɛ a ɔno ɛne agogo kwan so ɔbaa panyin nana ɛka ho bi afei ɔbaa panyin akuaboama nana nso ɛyɛ adɔnten baa panyin ɛwɔ asante akyem agogo nana ɛka ho bi saa nso ɛna yɛba ɛyɛ nkyɛn ha nso a yɛhu sɛ yɛ nana hema yɛ a ɔto ɛyɛ nana asante akyem agogoman hema n'ekyiame ɛyɛ nana kyiame ataa ɛkyampoma wɔno ɛne yɛ nana asante akyem agogoman hema asante akyem agogoman hema ɛkyiame afei nana yɛ a ɔka ne ho ɛyɛ ɔbrempɔn barima ɔsi adeɛ yɛ kwakudua ɔbrempɔn barima ɔsi adeɛ yɛ kwakudua wɔno ɛne agogo apesimaka hene nana nso ka ho bi ɛna afei nana yɛ a ɔka ho ɛyɛ nana nkyɛn nana ɔte ne nana agogoman hema nsa nifa so ɛyɛ nana kofi asiama ɔno ɛne sɛkyerɛ kwaman sanahene sɛkyerɛ kwaman sanahene nana kofi asiama nana nso ka ho bi nti aha ɛyɛ agogo ɛne sɛkyerɛ kwaman nananom ɛna wɔn nyinaa ka bɛ mu kuru yɛ mu ɛfɛ paa yɛ a ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa afei yɛbɛtoa so na ade aka biara de asom nti agogofoɔ ɛhwɛ yɛ nyinaa nananom ɛna afei sɛkyerɛ kwamanfoɔ nananom na yɛde wɔn ho asɛm asom no yɛntoa so na yɛntwa mfoni no yɛ a aka ɛmfa nkyerɛ mu na biribiara nwie nti yɛn nua okay nana agogoman ahema ɛba prɛko pɛ ɛno no na ɔno ɔyɛ ahenkwa yɛ a ɔna kura kyiniiɛ yawkyerɛ okay ɛyɛ aberanteɛ yawkyerɛ dehyɛ beranteɛ yawkyerɛ ɔno nso ekura kyiniiɛ no bi nti ɔno na ɛkyina n'akyi yɛ a ha nti ɔno a na yɛte ne nka sɛ ɔno nso ɔwɔ no wɔn nyinaa wɔ mu a ɛna ɛyɛ mma nti na ho behia sɛ yɛbɛbɔ wɔn so aba so yɛntoa so na afei de aka bi aso yɛmfa nsom sɛdeɛ titiɛ yɛba ɛbɛduru ha aha ɛyɛ asumanya manhene ne ne mpanyinfoɔ asanteman benkumhene ɛyɛ asumanya manhene ɔde ne ho ɔkyerɛ kusi ntrɛma ɔno ɛne ɔmanhene yɛ a ɔwɔ asumanya asanteman benkumhene no aduanafoɔ nyinaa apiesie ɛne asumanya ɔde ne ho ɔkyerɛ kusi ntrɛma ɔno ɛne asumanya manhene nana ne mpanyinfoɔ ɛna saa bere yi wɔn nso ɛwɔ ɛfa ha yɛbɛtoa so na afei yɛtwa mfoni foforɔ yɛ aka nso ɛde akyerɛ mu na beaeɛ yɛ aba abɛduru yi abusua ahohwɛ mfoni na yɛtwa de kyerɛ mu a nanom a ɛwɔ ha ɛyɛ asante akyem obogu manhene ɛwɔ ha saa nso ɛna tano so yɛ ɛwɔ police mantam no ɔmanhema nana nso ha bi Sabre kumawu berma safo twene bo akodua kumawu manhene ɔne ne mpanyinfoɔ ɛna sabre wɔn nso aba abetu ha berma safo twene bo akodua berma ɛne ne mpanyinfoɔ wɔwɔ si berma safo twene bo akodua kumawu manhene ɔne ne mpanyinfoɔ ɛna all the way procession kumawu wɔn nso abetu ha kumawu berma ɛne berma safo twene bo akodua kumawu manhene sabre lọ́la ti mpanyinfoɔ aba abetu na wɔn de wɔn nya ho ɛbɛka yɛwura yɛ nso berma safo twene bo akodua kumawu manhene berma safo twene bo akodua ɛna wɔn aba abetu afei yɛbɛtoa so yɛayɛ a yɛtumi ɛyɛ obogu manhene asante akyem obogu manhene ɛna afei obogu manhema ɛna tano so ɛwɔ mu esi ɔmanhema nti nanom ɛwɔ ha yɛ a yɛde ho asɛm ɛso no yɛde anim nana obogu manhene ɛnkyɛ koraa nana ɛbɛsi kyɛ yɛwura yɛtu hɔ ɛbi nyinaa hɔ asɛm ɛbɛso hɔ nti nana obogu manhene ɛna nkuri atwa mu nti obogu adehyeɛ asante akyem adehyeɛ ahwehwɛ obogu adehyeɛ manhene yɛ ɔwɔ obogu ɛna ne ho nsɛm atwa mu no kae sɛ ɔyɛ sogya panyin paa ɔyɛ sogya panyin ɛyɛ lieutenant colonel paa ɛna ɔyɛ afei ɛyɛ obogu manhema na te obogu manhene nsa ebonku so ansa na nana ho nsa bonku so ebiem ɛyɛ tano so yɛ ɛwɔ pono isimantam ɔmanhema yɛ a ɔwɔ hɔ ɛna ɔno nso atena ase yɛ de ne ho asɛm ɛso mu yɛbɛtoa so no afei yɛaka bia nso yɛde ɛno nso mu nsɛm aso mu nanom atena ase sɛdeɛ emu nsɛm siteɛ nanom a ɛwɔ ha nso aha Kenya ase ahafo Kenya ase number 1 manhema nana ɛwɔ ha ahafo Kenya ase number 1 manhema ne nanom a ahodoɔ yɛ aka ɛna yɛde ɔmo ase ti nana ahafo Kenya ase manhema ɔne ne mpanyinfoɔ yɛ firi ahafo Kenya ase man mu ɛna saa bere yi wɔn ho mfonyin atwa gu ɛwɔ ɔhene ba media so no nti ahafo Kenya ase adehyeɛ yɛ a mohwɛ yɛ nana manhema yɛ a ɔwɔ ahafo Kenya ase ɔne ne mpanyinfoɔ na wɔn akyeamefoɔ nyinaa ka ho bi ɛna nɛ yi wɔn ba bɛka yɛwura ho ɛne yɛwura adi ɛnɛ dɛ yɛbɛtoa so na afei deɛ aka bia nso yɛde asom yɛntoa so yɛ ha yɛ a yɛtwe ɛyɛ twa de kyerɛ we ɛyɛ ɔmanhene yɛ a ɔwɔ saborɔnom ɔmanhene yɛ a ɔwɔ saborɔnom ɛna yɛde ne ho nsɛm ɛsom hɔ ɔmanhene yɛ a ɔwɔ saborɔnom yɛ a ɛwɔ ahafo ano ɛwɔ asante mantam na ɛwɔ asanteman mu saborɔnom ɔmanhene
the former president of the Republic, the Gentle Giants,
na hanso yɛ de asom wɔn abusua aha ɛyɛ ayabodui ɛsɛ de nyinaa ehu no yehu nana fum a man ɛwɔ ha nana tie wɔdɔm man hene ɛwɔ ha nana mo mpanyinfoɔ ɛyɛ a aka ɛyɛ nana manfo yɛ ahofuman tie wɔdɔm ɛna afei nana ɛyɛ manfo nananom ɛnso atena yɛ mu na yaba abedu yɛ a yɛde ɛno nso ho asɛm som wɔn ɛyɛ nananom nko ana ɛba yɛ nananom ɛba wɔn ne wɔn mpanyinfoɔ sanse mpanyin si etuo hɔ yi enya gyinafoɔ a ɛna sɛbi amammerɛ ne amanneɛ kwan so ɛtoɔ te ne kwan so a nananom nso atena ase ɛwɔ ha yɛde no nso ho asɛm ɛsom yɛfiri ha yɛbɛtoa so na afei yɛtwa mfonyin ahodoɔ yɛ aka ɛnso de no nso ho asɛm asom nti yɛbɛfiri nananom nkyɛn na yɛakɔ ɛfa foforɔ yɛ aka na yɛde ha nso ho asɛm ɛsom na ha nananom ɛwɔ ha mehu akyerɛ nsua manhema ɛna afei nso dwansa Dwansa yɛwɔ Asante Achim ɛhɔ nso ɔman hema Achim nso aman hema na afei ananom ahodoɔ yɛ aka yɛ ɔmo nyinaa de ɔmo animuonyam ɛne ɔmo sunsun ɛba abɛtaa dwumadie no akyi ɛnkyɛ na dodoɔ bibie yɛwura ɛba abɛtena ase amammerɛ ne amanneɛ so na saa bere deɛ otwa ananom mfoni kyerɛ mu anaa Achim nso in their region and afei nso Dwansa in the Asante Achim province of the Ashanti Kingdom. So Nana Manhyia ewa ha ya omu na eba beka dwumadie no ho na sabre yewura eba nti yɛmɛ hɔ na yɛntwa ɛhɔ mfoni kakra ansa na area de aka bia nso yɛde asomo Asante mawura dodoɔ bibie na sabre ɔne ne mpanyinfoɔ na nananom atena nkonya de hyɛbratie wɔn nyinaa agye yewura tata agye yewura aba abɛtena ase na de dwumadie enso ahyase na ene dwumadie enso akɔso tɔte fast esitie nanom nyinaa dika atena ase ya nanom nyinaa atena ase hwɛ sɛ yɛwura ba atena ase bibie ne ahobrɛase kwan so na bibia enso
bibia empɛ baabi ɛntena
na
ɛnkyɛ kɔtɔkɔhene
ti hu sɛ
Prempeh 2 the second
samanka edi animu na nyɛ samanka ko a afei asantuma
ne ajabɔ yɛ strong
franka ina ɛka ho ya edi animu ɛbɔ kwan
We are beginning the royal procession. The colorful entry of His Majesty for the state to the second. Hello. The royal procession
and
on the way.
It was an anom
Commemorating the 100th anniversary of the return of Prempeh first from the sessions.
Yeah, woman edi ohenanim edi yewura tata edi yewura dodo bibie akosase the royal procession yeah ekoso enede amamle ne amane kwan so something Prempeh
And you can see
the
flag of the Ashanti nation.
Asante official shows
The flag of
Asante mamu the fish
the Ashanti kingdom.
And I did
Together with the flag
and so
of Seychelles.
and Bamford and yes,
Nananom and then Agosidai and then Ejokudai. And then Adobe Ejobosronko. Yadishia Yanana Chiman Prempeh the first. Yadishia and Yamsronko.
Royal procession, a royal
Nananom Makato. Afrafra. And the man and quiet. They and Kodana say, Afrafra. Emma Abadi and so. And on the man can say, Nano is Afrafra. Yeah, and the diversity. Emma. And it's the Anakasano, Yadi Afrafra. Sunset, the whole away, tell me our hand. Nice, very. And yet, I shall go on the and if you go, I can say, and then my 40 times so, say, I was so we are live on a Pixel radio and a Pixel TV. We're also live on our YouTube media on the Facebook and YouTube. Shall we all arise as we welcome His Majesty Otumfuo? This is the royal procession of His Majesty Otumfuo.
That's it to your mind. I want you to be a man. You're right.
And the house people here, sons of the Spirit,
and son as a macano at the exchange. Nothing. Only a Akaina will be a so a year and from here. Yoga and a tap camo and the surprise. Why the cook you go? Why you got a car? Yoga, what do you mean? That has a bit of Opinion Sabia, they can obey you. Opinion Sabia. Yes, until
His Majesty Otumfuo say to the second. And as I indicated earlier on, as Santaman is up, this flag, before the independence of Ghana, long before. The soul and the spirit of the kingdom, the pillar of peace of the kingdom, His Majesty
Asantimine and then but they can see ya ekoso na exam to me ya eba and exam eti rene na nanom e1 year na e ebie kwan na say e go kwan ebie kwan trawe and so almost so na we waba aluha na na
and shine our person on the baba. Wabacha Sandiso Anyi. Asantinu Bruni and it's also a person. Maybe I make a secret or a rabble. Say a secret and then a Santiman Susu. Obroni ya de o say asikaja satisfaction so. Amekiati a abanyati.
Sabe yoga na Prempeh so na so ya so tata
No mo obroni
tata ama yoga atena se na no ya anya wa di aboa so Prempeh do no eka yoga sanse ya na eba no ho ya ama na botsa se kai se na no
wa na Prempeh ka se so obefi ma wura na me ka se no ebisi
yoga
na o man do bon there ka be ko me
ha your face of mine and your face of mine and I should say yeah, amamrani amani okwan so fe so asuna emanu asuna piesie ene achim ebu akwa asuna menu ene ofe so afi asuna so o fa se ene procession enkwanta
the majesty to for the city to the second. Now, as you have observed, the procession began with photo from drummers, their powerful rhythm declaring the approach of the king. Now, these beats are not just music. They are the heartbeats of a sentiment, echoing the strength and the tradition across the sacred gathering here at the Manhyia Palace. And if you realize, flowing closely are the traditional flowers, filling the air
Manu ayo
melodious
just so at so means
and summon the spirits of their sisters and proclaim the river of His Majesty Otumfo Osei to the second. I saw the royal South Palace, and they have a very special costume. Each design a story of Ashanti's victory and wisdom. The swords that they carry also symbolize in the king. Behind them, you saw the elders whose grace and dignity reflect the critical role safeguarding our tradition. Today you are here, observing the colorful drama, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh from Seychelles. So on behalf of the planning committee for the 25th anniversary of His Majesty Otumfo Osei II, on behalf of the chiefs and the people of Asanteman, I graciously welcome you to this grand Durbar commemorating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh the first from Seychelles. Now let me quickly reflect your mind to the flag of Asanteman. Now this flag was designed long before the independence of Ghana. And there are three colors of the Asanteman flag. And we call it the Ashanti Nation flag. The colors of Ashanti Kingdom have been craftily arranged to mean the rich black man in the forest. The yellow representing our rich gold, reflecting the wealth and the prosperity of the kingdom. And indeed the sacredness of the golden steel that embodies the soul and the spirit of the Ashanti nation. The black represents the spirit of our ancestors and the enduring strength and resilience of the Ashanti people. The green symbolizes the forest,
acting president at the Agona Traditional Council, and I said the Agona State and Agona Mining and I actually choose on my Nana Ejapa Ameya or no any Sasna Asante Agona or Manhyia Asante Agona Manhyia and Asabre and I know Asante Agona long before when you Munyam and the Kayura and the day. Today so observing the system occupant of the golden stool, His Royal Majesty Otufo Osei making a royal procession to the Durbar ground to stay in state. My name is Kwame Adikra, and I'm here with my adorable Stacy Amoating, and of course our old boy also here with us, the program's manager of our pimp show, Nananom. And then they say to me, because I dare touch it. Hello. You are witnessing the colorful royal process of the Manhyia Palace. We have traveled far and wide, and on display today are the colorful royal dances. Mining and after that's a very simple Asante Japan mining or the before and also about Amamia Paiso. Yeah, when they were doing every time you were seeing and they gave at the end of the day. That's a very Asante Japan mining after before you Japan and I said new Japan mining. Japan before Japan that when I something yeah, it's you. I something. Yeah, it's
The royal dancers of His Majesty Otufo Osei today we are commemorating the 100th anniversary of the return of the Otufo Prempeh the first from exile in Shishu. We are live on Operation Radio and TV. We are live on our mobile media on YouTube. These are powerful appellations to the king, reminding the king of the struggles of the people. When the king sits, he sits, will always be remembered by the songs of the struggles of our sisters. And these beautiful noise are noise. They are not just noise, they are incarnations reflecting the power, the authority of our sisters, and reminding the king of his duties and the
of its forefathers. Today we are celebrating the 100th anniversary, the centenary anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I. Yesterday at the Symposium, stories were told about the resilience, the courage, and the diplomacy of King Prempeh I. Stories were told about his exile in Seychelles for 24 years, together with 54 others. Stories were told about Nana Yas Asantua and Josohima, who was also included in the exiles, making it 74 Ashantis fair to reside in Seychelles. Presentations, sketches were made to the events leading to the exile of Prempeh I, his legacies in Seychelles, and indeed his return to the Golden Kingdom. Today we have gathered here to reflect on the diplomacy, the courage, and the resilience of a king who said, no, you can displace me, but you cannot displace the spirit of the Ashanti people. Far away in Seychelles, in the markets of Victoria, you will see beautiful ladies with names like Abena, Sewa, Akuto, Nyako, and Akusia. Far away in Seychelles, at the National Library of Seychelles, you will see a huge section officials with us here. And indeed the Prime Minister of the Swatini family, Swaziland. You are now witnessing the procession of the royals taking their turns to pay homage and tribute to the king. Some will portray for to pay their homage and their tribute to the king. His Majesty O24 Osei the second. Celebrating King Prempeh the first, his arrival to the golden city. The British did all they could, but they couldn't separate the spirit of the people of Ashanti. Today we are here celebrating the growth of His Majesty King Prempeh the first. Nananom, Your Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst the true son of Asanteman, the gentle giant, the man who transformed this nation, carrying the flag of Ghana across the world and brought dignity to the world. His Excellency the former President, John Kufuor. Now we are witnessing the arrival of the Queen Mother of Asanteman. Now the Queen Mother will also pay homage to the king upon her arrival at the Durbar grounds. The Queen of the Golden Kingdom, majestic entry of the Queen of Ashanti, Nananom III, paying tributes, paying homage to the King as he observed the centenary anniversary of King Prempeh the First.
if you're here, we are showing off the rich Asante culture, the rich Asante history, and celebrating King Prempeh I for his return from exile in the Seychelles. Very soon, our dignitaries will have the chance to go pay homage to His Royal Majesty Otufo Osei Tutu II. And we'll kindly request
humility to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I. Leader and the founder for Movement for Change is here together with Nana Kofi Senya and Honorable Yao Babin Asama, former MP for Adenta. Also here, celebrating the 100th anniversary of King Prempeh I is the former commissioner, the former Ashanti Regional Minister, Honorable Samson Kweku Buafo.
very soon our dignitaries will have the opportunity to pay homage to the king, and we are requesting that you kindly allow the protocol lead you so it is done in an orderly fashion so today's activities will run smoothly. So kindly pay
country's independence in 1976. He pursued theological studies further his education at the University of Durbar. He was ordained as an Anglican priest in 1885 and became known for his advocacy of human rights and democratic reforms. With humility, we welcome the President of Seychelles, His Excellency Wafel Ramkalawa. His Excellency Wafel Ramkalawa is here with the wife, the First Lady of Seychelles, Her Excellency Mrs. Linda Ramkalawa. We also here with us is the ambassador of Canada among the delegation. And among the delegation we have Mr. Jonathan Belouis. We have Miss Linda Enesta and Miss Isha Esperon, together with Mr. Kwame Apia and Captain Emil. On the red carpet is His Majesty King Mzwati III, appointed Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, His Excellency Russell Lamy. On the 3rd of November 2023, His Majesty King Mzwati III appointed him as the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. Following the day he officially assumed office on the 4th of November. Prior to his appointment as Prime Minister, he served as the Chief Executive Officer of the Eswatini National Disaster Management Agency, where he was so much instrumental in coordinating responses to national emergencies. Indeed, we have a colorful and a vibrant delegation from Seychelles and the Ghanaian ambassador to the Republic of Seychelles. Her Excellency also here with us to celebrate the 100th anniversary of King Prempeh the First. Her Excellency Francisca Ashite Odunton is indeed the High Commissioner to Seychelles, Ghana's High Commissioner to Seychelles. Her Excellency Francisca Ashite Odunton. Yes, the name sounds familiar, the face very, very familiar. She now lives in Seychelles, beautiful country, and indeed, she's always elegant and always adorable. When we were growing up, we grew up with her news on GBC. Now on the red carpet is the leader and the founder for Movement for Change, Honorable Alan Kojo Shamaten. Together with Nana Kobi Senya, Honorable Yawabe Asamoah, to pay tribute to His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. At the Consulate of the Republic of Seychelles is the Honorary Consul, His Excellency Kwame Akwa, here to celebrate with us. And indeed, on the streets of Victoria, you see the legacy of King Prempeh I at the National Library of Seychelles. You will see collections of King Prempeh I. By the generosity of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, I visited the residence of King Prempeh I, a fellowship at the Anglican Church, where King Prempeh I was baptized. And indeed, I walked majestically on the streets of Victoria in Seychelles.
Hello. Yeah. Free or my at because she's no. Biaya or Cosia no, or Mugena too.
On the red carpet, we have delegation from Anglo Gold, Ashanti, and we have Mr. Stewart Berite, Ambassador Sango Basso, Terry Strong, Eric Esubonting, sorry for that, and Emmanuel Baidu. So we have Mr. Emmanuel Baidu, Mr. Eric Esubonting, Mr. Terry Strong, Ambassador Sango Basso, and Stewart Berite from Anglo Gold Ashanti.
We shall display 19th century ornaments, 19th century regalia from South Africa, presumably from the Golden Kingdom. You know, during the symposium at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, stories were told about how the British looted Asanteman of the gold ornaments, regalias, and other important regalia of Asanteman. Today, we are displaying some of the 19th century objects from South Africa by the kind courtesy of Anglo Gold and Dr. Ivor Achibendia.
Kasabi wo me unan sentem kabi bi say create, loot and share. Na tete ni pe bia wo mo ayapam kana na kwa bi so na wo mudi o ma na awuro. African church ni kwasiproni eba wo ma yi mo. Abrofo aman ma be enso no mu hie mo ka say bibi man mo me nkofomfa ya chichim France for mo mfa ha Spain for mo mfa ha Portugal Portuguese for mo mfa ha English for mo mfa ha no mo na nyensi befa bibi man mo na bibi man mo fa ye no a wo ba ya fa mo ha mo no wo bu say oban ba ko pe na wa ha no mo asanteman so no nyame adom wo ne nyina bi enti kwa bia wo befa so a wo nsa be kasa ne amande akoro no wo mo befa wa krokro ne na da ne kanana anye yie no na fidi so wo de enhye ani say saganti wo na kakari abreso wo me fi wo ma yawura enu achi na Prempeh odikan abreso wona esamba ya o kasa wo mo fi nsie ni nti de o me yan say asanteman titire ni kumase Manhyia ahimfie ene me wo hon mo no wo mbefom sesa ne o mo pe enu achi na anso ha o de kai o di ijanso esatum na ne me o wie ya no kamia say ahita o ewiase afana nyina ebi akopie abibirima na for South Africa na Nananom samanfo no nyankrompo da Roma ensa akabi ebi adikan abadada ayewurade atudwa na ene edai empempranie agudie ni sika ekopie South Africa no enchebia Nananom ede ba no de abechire yewura ebehye enmunyam say de adia no hye no amfa hye frito ade nso ni mu wende ekwa no asanyaba.
So a big thank you to our delegation from Anglo Gold Ashanti, Mr. Stewart Baite, Ambassador Sango Basso, Mr. Henry Strong, Mr. Eric Esubonting, and Mr. Emmanuel Beidu.
We have the clergy also here, the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church, the Archbishop Emeritus of the Anglican Church, the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church, Bishop Anoche, here also celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of Prempeh the First. We now invite representatives from Anglo Gold to do a presentation together with Dr. Ivor Achibendia. You can displace the king, but you cannot displace the spirit of the people. Today, we shall present to the king ornaments, regalias made by our forefathers, looted by the British, and they are finding their way home. The true son of the kingdom, the true son of Ghana, His Excellency, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, John Ajakum Kufuor, here to pay tribute and homage to the King, His Excellency, His Majesty Otufo Osei Tutu II. Here we have
the man who gave us free maternal care, the man who gave us the Metro Mass, the man who gave us national health insurance. He gave our kids free school feeding. The man who won an award for World Food Program. The former president of the Republic between 2001 and 2009. His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor. Gentle giants, we are so grateful and proud of your achievements and heritage. The next generation will continue to adore and praise you for your hard work, your sense of diplomacy, and your gracious work. Now this is a delegation from His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II to welcome our dignitaries far and near.
So this is my penny about Pachia and Amamra Paso. You are a chairman, you are Ebamano, Apaba. Bombusio and Odi and Nimono. Bombusio in Machiti to be upon and say, or Hene, Assam, Kra, Amanabon, when we did anymore at the call. It didn't do not much anymore. Ababama, so says Mampani, Apaba. Bafo kan kanchi na odi bafo no emisisi o hene achiamia one ebema sisi mampani akaba no de ukra snap do ahoro ene east me horo ba ko snap so me no tantu ni na ene sa one bruce you no so na Eswatini so for penny oba ono so achiame edi briefs you emano edi mana kala no actually madam mabe sana achiame mo if you dey self you are not the sama ye ya hataye na buromi dey no kusa ya ya hataye o ama akwa baewi badi committee otitani nana otuo sibo santi daben onene committee no titani ono na sisi obegina onam na so bisi o manemu na akwa basama ohono no odi atudwa.
We now invite the chairman of the planning committee of the Silver Jubilee of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, Nana Otuo-Srebo II, Mahine of Asante Juaben, the chairman of the Council of States.
Your Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, our revered Asante Hima, Excellency Webel Don Ramkalawan, President of the Republic of Seychelles, Mrs. Linda Ramkalawan, First Lady of the Republic of Seychelles, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, our very beloved, very respected, and much cherished and adored, our own John Ajetikum Kufuor, second president of the Fourth Republic, eminent clergy, Your Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration and incoming Commonwealth Secretary General, Regional Minister, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, Nananom, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and immense joy that I stand before you on behalf of His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei II, to welcome you to this historic occasion to commemorate 100 years since the return of our King, Nana Prempeh I from exile. This Durbar, a celebration of resilience, heritage, and unity, is graced by the presence of two heads of state, of Eswatini and the head of government of Eswatini and the head of government of the Republic of Seychelles. These go to reflect the bonds of solidarity that connect us as a people. We are deeply honored to have you with us today again, Excellency Don Ramkalawan, President of Seychelles, and Mrs. Ramkalawan, the First Lady, whose presence serves as a symbol of the deep and lasting connections between our two nations, forged during a time of both hardship and hope. The Seychelles, though far from our own homeland, became a place of where our King found solace. And it is fitting that we welcome you here today as part of this historic occasion. Excellency, your dual role as both a president and an Anglican priest exemplifies the virtue of servant leadership, seeking justice, compassion, and unity. As we reflect on the past, we are inspired to work together for a future that builds on these shared values. To His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Eswatini, we say Siyamboga for joining us on this momentous day. Your attendance reinforces the spirit of African unity and highlights the collective strength we derive from our shared cultural heritage. Otumfuo recalls with great pleasure and joy the red carpet reception he received at your country when he visited a few years ago. He hopes that in due time, your king will come down here and also be regaled with similar hospitality and eminent welcome. Today, as we look back on the struggles endured and the triumphs achieved, let us not only remember that King Prempeh also we celebrate the values of courage, unity, and hope that sustain our people during the darkest of times. King Prempeh's return 100 years ago was not just a return of a king. It was the restoration of our identity, our culture, and indeed, our pride as a people. Let us use this centenary as an opportunity to reflect on the lessons of our history and to recommit ourselves to building a future where peace, unity, and prosperity prevail. Let this occasion inspire us all to uphold the legacy of our ancestors and to continue striving for the progress and well-being of our great community. Once again, I extend a heartfelt welcome to all of you, especially to our distinguished guests. May this day be filled with reflection, celebration, and a renewed sense of hope for the future. I thank you very much for your attention.
We thank you, the chairman of the planning committee.
Whilst I'm upstanding, I think I will take due advantage and take up the next aspect of the program. That is the presentation by Anglo Gold of some regalia which have been in their custody for some time. Excellencies, you may recall that on his accession to the Golden Stool 25 years ago, Otumfuo made it his cardinal point to continue to look for the return of all the regalia that had been looted from the palace in the 19th century through the Sagranti War and others through other battles. This had been started by King Prempeh II, continued by Otumfuo Pokwa II, and he vowed that come the end of his reign, this one, some of the regalia, most of the regalia would have been achieved. So he set up to engage the museum that were holding them to get them, to return them to Kumasi and for them to be returned to their native place of abode. To this end, he commissioned the veteran historian and anthropologist Malcolm MacLeod and the indefatigable Albo Manhyia to work towards the redemption of these regalia. Fortunately, after long and hard negotiations, in February, the Fowler Museum in Los Angeles returned some 7 artifacts which had been in their custody in the United States. Fortunately, again, in March, after another bout of serious and heart-wrenching negotiations, the British Museum and the Victoria and Albert Museum returned 32 items that have been in their custody since the time of the Sagranti War, that is in about 1875 or thereabouts. Later on, intelligence reached Otumfuo that Anglo Gold Ashanti had in their custody some of the regalia that had been bought by a Swiss art collector and which had found their way eventually to the vaults of Anglo Gold Ashanti. He therefore commissioned our own Albo Manhyia to authenticate the items and indeed advise us to the propriety or otherwise of going to have them retrieved. Again, Albo did not sleep on his oars. He went on a hard and tough negotiation, and then after duly authenticating them, he found them to be worthy of Ashanti extraction and of Ashanti origin. And therefore, the negotiations ensued. Fortunately, Anglo Gold Ashanti lent a very listening ear, and they agreed to unconditionally return the regalia to Otumfuo for eventual safekeeping, so that it will come into his own abode. So it is indeed fitting that this being the third and last of the activities we planned at the beginning of this year should be crowned with the return of the regalia which have been in the custody of Anglo Gold Ashanti all these years. I would now invite Mr. Manhyia, who was at the forefront of the negotiations, to say a few words before Anglo Gold comes over to do the presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think at this point I can take my seat.
Otumfuo Asantehene, about 6 months ago, you asked the Chief of Staff, Mr. Kofi Bedu, to prepare me to travel with a board member of the Anglo Gold Ashanti, Edward Enim, to South Africa. You had initiated discussions with the leadership of the multinational organization on some 19th century Ashanti objects that it had acquired through purchase. Other visits that followed indicated that some of the collection Anglo Gold had
were Asante, and indeed of the era of the 1870s and 1900s. They had been taken or acquired from Kumasi, and by 1922, a Swiss art collector of West African art, Joseph Muller, had been part of this collection and had these in his possession. This collection of West African art numbered 350 and of the best goldsmithry in West Africa. The collection became part of the Muller's Barber Museum in Geneva. This whole collection was inherited from the Geneva Museum by Anglo Gold Ashanti in 2000, including the objects from Asante. As it was explained to you, Otumfuo, in your initial discussions with them, that is Anglo Gold, they were all put in Anglo Gold's Gold of African Museum in Cape Town, in South Africa, and later transferred to the Durbar Art Center in Pretoria. It was at the Durbar Art Center of the University of Pretoria that Edward Enin and I were, that we also, as your team, led the other stakeholders and held final negotiations to bring the 28 of these objects to Kumasi. The objects got in 3 days ago, and the Anglo Gold leadership got in this morning to present to you what you asked for. Some of these objects define the Asante Court tangible heritage. Language staff, swords, palace security locks, rings and necklaces, proverbial gold wings of crocodiles, gold sandals, and others. In other ways, they define chiefship. I would like to express appreciation. We will like to express appreciation to all who helped in this. Star Assurance, which became our official insurers of the objects, and had to find counter reinsurers in the United Kingdom, and did so on gratis. The Reserve Bank of South Africa, which issued the export permit for these objects, and the great Anglo Gold team that is here, and those of West Wing Logistics and DHL that work behind the scenes and are not here. A big appreciation goes to the former president of Ghana, John Kufuor, as well as to DHL. I will now call on Mr. Honorable Edward Enin to introduce the delegation and also to say some few words.
Yo, Otumfuo Chairman, Utiemia, no man by no, Anglo Gold Penny for a DHT. Yes, or mobile presentation, no, and maybe your mama. The Tosono Bakune, Mr. Stewart Bailey, on the Chief Sustainability and Corporate Affairs Officer. The Tosumio, Ambassador Basu Sango, Senior Vice President, Group Sustainability. Ena Dr. Sumiasa Eric Subontin, Senior Vice President, African Non-Operated JVs. Your Toso 9, Terry Strong, Senior Vice President, Africa. Your Toso Num, Samuel Boachi Pobi, Managing Director, Anglo Gold Ashanti Obuasi. Now MD Otakwa, Yayina Otakwa, no number of Obuasi. Dr. Senior Emmanuel Bedu, Senior Manager, Sustainability at Africa. And War Edmond, and also Ebua, a friend, Emmanuel Bedu, Ejma Oyem. And War Rababia, or Wale Nanuya, but me name the Kundin to Mr. Never Party in a friend, if only case here in Yan. So, and I'm also it would then in Mesome Count by. To watch me by a massive American. At this point, no, my invite is Stewart now on also because Alberto.
Your Majesty, Otumfo Osei Tutu II, His Excellency the President of the Seychelles, Wavel Ramkalawan, His Excellency Prime Minister Dlamini of Eswatini, His Excellency the former President John Kafur, Nananom, assembled guests, dignitaries, Maha. Please accept the greetings today from me, from Anglo Gold Ashanti, from our board of directors, from the board of directors of Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana, including the Honorable Enan, who has just spoken so eloquently, and before him, Nana Otto Shribo II. Thank you. There is a South African saying, or at least a saying that we claim in South Africa, that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This undertaking that has brought us here today has been an exercise in togetherness, in cooperation and collaboration. And it's been a collaboration with the Manhyia Palace under the direction of His Majesty. It's been an undertaking with the expert guidance of Mr. Ajim Dua, who has shown us a deeper way to appreciate items that are not hard to appreciate very deeply. These are amazing, priceless regalia and artifacts that are beautiful to behold, but are also a tremendous testimony to the expert craftsmanship of the Asanteman and of the people that forged these artifacts hundreds of years ago right here, likely in Kumasi. It was in 2000, as Mr. Ajim Dua said, that the former management of Anglo Gold, and this is before the company merged with Ashanti in 2004, decided that Europe was no place for these artifacts and they would like to bring them back to Africa. And so they purchased these and brought them and created a museum in Cape Town, which allowed many, many people to view these artifacts on the African continent, many of them for the first time in modern history. It is a deep honor for me today, a personal honor, to be involved in the project that brings these treasures here to Kumasi, where they were forged all those years ago. These pieces are an enduring reminder of the traditional links to gold mining here in this area of Ghana. And again, that testimony to craftsmanship and artisanship that dates back centuries. We are deeply honored and humbled to be part of this important moment in history, to ensure that these cultural treasures are accessible not only to the Ashanti people, but to Ghanaians in general. Today also marks an important step in an ongoing cultural initiative that will continue to reinforce Anglo Gold Ashanti's long-term commitment to the Asantehene, to the Ashanti Kingdom, and to its people, and for our support of the preservation and celebration of such a rich and storied culture. Medasim.
The chairman of the 25th anniversary, Nana Otto Strebo II, Mahine of Jobin,
traditional area, leading the delegation from Anglo Gold to present these regalias to His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. Precious ornaments looted from the corridors of the kingdom, displayed and coming back home safely. And indeed, as eloquently said by the Ghana's High Commissioner to Seychelles, Excellency Francisca, we thank God they are all back home. Yes, indeed, we thank God. Many will come. We have the huge assurance many will come. If you are watching us live, we are here at the Manhyia Palace celebrating the return of King Prempeh I, the centenary return of King Prempeh I from exiles. Over the past 1 year, beginning from the 6th of February, the Planning Committee on the 25th anniversary of His Majesty put along programs and events reflecting the legacies of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. The Planning Committee, 1 year ago, in this year, 2024, put up events and programs that reflect the resilience and the heritage of Asanteman. Under the chairmanship of Nana Otu-Osrebo II, the Manyene of Asante Jobin, and the chairman of the Council of States. We had 18-member committee, and that included Berima Safo Chinebua Kodia Kumauma Hene, Nana Efa Apenten, Bompata Manhene, Nana Nsuasi Poku Achiman III, Otumfuo Achiame Hene, Achafo Asafo Boache Ajiman Bonsu, Akwamu Hene, Okima Boache Ajay Uahene the second, Otumfuo Hiahine, Nanansa Aduba the second, Yamfo Hene, Barima Ochiabo Amankwa Adunai the second, Kuntinase Hene, Nana Ajay Koko, Tachifri Beye Man, Tiobodom Man Hene, Okatache Amoa Atru, Nkonkonchia the second, Jape Krum Hine, Nana Ajekuma Difie the second, Mampong Hima, Nana Jobin, Afrakuma Kusi, Uduadum, Agogo Hima, Mr. Kofi Badu, the Chief of Staff, Manhyia Palace, Mr. Ernest Sahine, Head of Protocol, Manhyia Palace, Mr. Charles Secretary, Manhyia Palace, Engineer Nana Pogu Ajaman, Evan Rose, KMA, Dr. Kweku Mensa Bonsu, Chairman, Prime Time Limited, Nana Kweku Ayisi, Kotehine of Ruara, and Mr. Kofi Owusu, Registrar, Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs, together with the Chairman his leadership, his decency, remarkable organizational skills. Today we are here celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh to the Golden Kingdom. We'd like to say a big thank you for your hard work and for your creativity and innovations.
Would like to acknowledge everyone who made it possible to have If you were part of this process, we say Onyankopo Eshra Pandem Nadia Obeyabia so any Asantamai Edamas.
Your Majesty, as I indicated earlier on the 3rd of November 2023, His Majesty King Mzwati III appointed him as the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. The following day, he officially assumed office. And prior to his appointment as Prime Minister, he served as the Chief Executive Officer of the Eswatini National Disaster Management Agency, where he was instrumental in coordinating responses to national emergencies. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Prime Minister of Eswatini, His Excellency Russell Miso Dlamini.
Thank you very much. Nana, what's the way the wow nana or yasatini? What the shares for good to I mean, at the apple, the wow nana or yasatini. Amen. Now, one more would buy and this is no abrofono would buy. Thank you very much.
Your Majesty, the Tunku Osei Tutu II, the Asante Hene, the Majesty Nananom Yadom III, King of the Asante Kingdom, Your Excellency Wabal Van Kalawan, President of the Republic of Seychelles, Honorable Shali Boshai, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Your Excellencies John Kofu, former President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege and responsibility to deliver these remarks on behalf of His Majesty King Mzwati III, King of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Allow me to begin these remarks with a message of regret from His Majesty at being unable to be with us here due to long-standing annual commitments. His Majesty King Mzwati III, the Queen Mother, the government and the people of Eswatini would like to convey their best wishes to His Majesty Otumfu Osei Tutu II, the Asante Hene and the people of Asante as we celebrate 100 years of the return of Nana Akiama Prempeh I, the Asante Hene, from his period of exile in the Seychelles. Today, we not just celebrate the return of a leader, but we celebrate the resilience and strength of the Asante people. Nana Prempeh I was not just a king, but a symbol of unity and perseverance. His journey has taught us that even in the face of adversity, We must hold on to our identity, our values, and our dreams. His return signified a new chapter of the Asante Kingdom, a time of rebuilding, strengthening bonds, and embracing the future with courage. Your Majesty, it has been 9 years since His Majesty Otomfo Osei Tutu II, the Asante Hene, visited the Kingdom of Eswatini. His Majesty King Mswati III has fond memories of the visit by the Asante Hene. During his visit, the two monarchs resolved to strengthen relationships between the two kingdoms and countries. They agreed to frequent reciprocal visits. However, Ghana has had up to date not received His Majesty King Mswati III. It is His Majesty's wish to reciprocate the visit in the near future. The monarchs also pledged to promote cultural exchanges between the two kingdoms and countries by embracing cultural diversity and preserving cultural heritage. Recently, a delegation from the Kingdom of Eswatini was in Ghana for a week for the purpose of merging of traditional local administration and modern local government, as well as the establishment of national houses of chief. The government of Ghana provided technical assistance and warmly welcomed the delegation from the Kingdom of Eswatini. Your Majesty, allow me to recognize the good relationship between the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nananom Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and His Majesty King Mswati III. The President of Ghana and His Majesty King Mswati III have maintained strong bilateral relations between our two countries, from which we can gain access to important brotherly and cultural relationships that have a considerable potential of uniting us as Africans and for the development of our people. Eswatini wishes to affirm the strong and cherished relations between our two nations today as we celebrate not just the history that binds us, but the bright future we are creating together. Our countries have faced challenges and triumphs, yet through it all, our friendship has stood the test of time. This partnership is rooted in shared values of respect, equality, and commitment to uplift our people. Ghana and Eswatini have much to learn from one another, from our rich cultural heritages to our vibrant traditions. We share a commitment to fostering peace, stability, and prosperity. Our collaboration in various sectors, such as trade, education, health, culture, and sports, has already made significant strides, and there's still so much more to harness. Your Majesty, I'd like to express my appreciation for the warm welcome and hospitality that you have extended to me. Their Royal Highnesses that we are with here today, and my delegation during our stay here in Kumasi. We wish you continued prosperity and success as you lead the people of Asante to greater heights. I thank you.
We thank you, Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of Eswatini, Russell Miso Lamini. We thank you
for the assurance that King Nzwati III will be here in the near future. But I hope the near future will be next year. Your Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on the 26th of October 2020, virtually 4 years, he became the president of Seychelles, a very beautiful country in Africa. His victory marked the first peaceful transfer of power to an opposition candidate since the country's independence in 1976. He pursued theological studies at St. Paul's Theological College in Mauritius, further his education at the University of Birmingham. He was ordained as an Anglican priest in 1985 and became known for his advocacy of human rights and democratic reforms. With humility, let's welcome the President of Seychelles, His Excellency Wafiel Ramkalawan.
Your Majesty, King Utumfo Nana Osei Tutu II, Her Majesty the Queen Mother, Your Royal Highness Lady Julia Osei Tutu, Your Excellency Mr. Russell Dlamini, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, Mrs. Shirley Bochwe, incoming Secretary General of the Commonwealth, former President, Your Excellency Mr. John Kufuor, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure for me to be here today. I bring greetings with me from the people of the Republic of Seychelles to the people of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Ashanti, sorry. Let me express my sincere appreciation to Your Majesty and to the people of the Asante for the warm welcome and gracious hospitality that the First Lady and I, as well as my whole delegation, have received since our arrival in Kumasi. I take note that the year 2024 is an important one for the people of the Asante. Not only is the kingdom commemorating the 100 years anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I from exile in Seychelles, but 2024 is also the 150th anniversary of the Third Anglo-Asante War of 1874. Your Majesty, this year you are also commemorating the Silver Jubilee of your installment. On behalf of the people of the Republic of Seychelles and on my own behalf, I would like to congratulate Your Majesty on your Silver Jubilee. Your Majesty, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Seychelles and Ghana formally established diplomatic relations in October 1988. But historically, the bonds of friendship between the two countries can be traced back to the exile of the late King Prempeh I to Seychelles from 1900 to 1924. It was indeed an honor, though sad. Earlier this week, as part of the Memorandum of Understanding in Cultural Cooperation was signed between Seychelles and Ghana. I am confident that through this MOU, the Seychelles National Institute of Culture, Heritage and the Arts will continue to work closely with representatives from the Ashanti Kingdom to further explore other collaborations possible in this field. And here, Your Majesty, I would like us to go further. And this morning I had a long conversation with the Member of Parliament from the very constituency where King Prempeh I lived during his exile. I believe we should look to twin the district and Kumasi. This will further reinforce our cultural ties, and this will also allow citizens from Kumasi to come to the Seychelles, and for those from Seychelles to come here to explore the rich diversity of our culture. I am pleased that the Seychelles National Institute of Culture, Heritage and the Arts was able to work closely with Mr. Kwame Agua, our honorary consul in Ghana, and from representatives from the Kingdom of Ashanti in organizing an exhibition in Seychelles recently commemorating the 100th year celebration of the return of King Prempeh I from exile. But we are not stopping there. We will also be turning the very chapel in which King Prempeh I received the sacrament of Holy Communion and Confirmation into a museum. This has already been accepted. I've already signed the papers, and again, the presence of King Prempeh I will continue to live on. To further the legacy of King Prempeh I, the project has already started. Therefore, today, Your Majesty, I want to say thank you very much to the warm welcome we have received in your kingdom. And I want to wish you continued prosperity, long life, good health, wisdom, as you continue to lead your people. We stand by your side, and I look forward to once again welcoming Your Majesty and the First Lady to the Seychelles. Thank you very much.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Wafel Ramslawa
for area
Because it's not that Your Excellency, we establish the Ghanaian Church Citizens Accord. Who are born in Sheffield and trace their roots to Ghana. They will all belong to the Ghanaian Church Citizens Accord.
Sabre mpempena na yɛde ɛkyerɛ aman mpanyinfoɔ mapanyinfoɔ da before
On display now are the regulars, the ornaments looted several years ago and back home. These are testimonies of creativity and innovation of our forefathers that has stood the test of time.
This will be to be na obi bisa asante abakosem adanse wo
They will be displayed at the Kumasi Museum,
asante
at the Manhyia Palace Museum.
This is free na bro some people na dey na ebe koso ya na dem dey kire ebe wo Manhyia Palace Museum Manhyia Museum na ebe kra no ho ya ple bia na pese ohu some people na dey ya na den so aba ya dey kire before the kire na bibia enso awie yese dia ese ya dey pem asisi ya na ya no renso aba e tete dia 30 seconds ya be sa ba biem ya be so mo enko ba bia ya wasisi